I've had a lot of people telling me that I have to stop making the face that I always make, because apparently I look like a cringy 12-year-old. But sometimes you just have to, okay? I also don't even mean to do it anymore. It's just a habit at this point, and it's one of the most annoying habits that I've ever had in my entire fucking life. And I really wish that I could stop. And I know I've made a bunch of you guys do it as well, and I'm really sorry for that. I left my coffee by my desk, and I'm really needing it today. I need it. I don't know what has been going on recently, but me and Kayla are having like the hardest time getting up in the morning. And Kayla actually brought it up to me yesterday that maybe it's T messing with us, or like, I don't really know if it'd be her necessarily messing with us, but you guys, it is fucked up. I'm not kidding. Like, I am exhausted 24/7. And this whole video, I wanted to talk about the Ouija board theories that you guys are having. So if you guys aren't updated on all my Ouija board stuff, I will have every single video linked down below. So much has been happening. Well, I mean, not like since I've made videos about it, but just in general, so much has happened, and it's insane at this point, and I'm just like ready for it to be over. But I filmed a video a couple weeks ago titled the ghost in my apartment is lying to me, something along those lines. And basically I was explaining how T just kind of, she's been really weird lately, and I know I'm in my apartment right now and I know that she can hear me, which is really strange to me. Like, I was talking about it last night on my stream, and I was like, I know she can hear everything I'm saying, but I still don't want to have to like censor myself or not tell you guys these things just because I know that she's around. Like, hey T, sorry. But basically, in that video, I was talking about all the weird things that have been happening, the weird lies she's been telling us, my blinds and stuff like that, like just the shit that's been going down in my apartment since we pretty much got back to Texas and started talking to her again. And so I wanted to go through the comments on that video because so many of you guys have different theories about it, and I wanted to share them with all of you because there is a lot. A lot of them are actually really positive, which is very comforting, but a lot of them aren't necessarily positive. I just want to go through both. Like, I want to read you guys a bunch of the different theories because they're actually really interesting, and you guys take the time to like sit down and write these things, and I know you guys are just as invested in this as I am. I appreciate that a lot because it's nice to like not have to deal with this alone kind of thing. I know I have Kayla, but it's like completely different, like having her here versus having all of you guys trying to help us out with it as well. I also feel like that video got a lot of traffic from people who don't know the whole story with T. And if you're watching this video as well, you just have to catch up on everything. I just feel like when you take that video out of context and you just watch that video, of course it's gonna sound crazy and of course it's not gonna make sense, but if you keep up with everything, it kind of all starts to make more sense because everything like links together in a way. I don't know, it's been really crazy. If I seem out of it right now, it's because you guys, I am exhausted for like literally no reason. Like, I was sitting at my desk, it's noon right now, and I think I woke up at 10. I went to bed at midnight, which is normal. I mean, I got 10 hours of sleep, you guys. I don't know why, but every single morning, I'm going back to what I was saying before, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be all over the place, but you guys are totally used to that. The past couple days, Kayla and I have set an alarm, each of us, for like 8 a.m. and we physically cannot get up. Like, we wake up with the alarm, like the alarm will wake us up, but we physically cannot get up. And it's like, it's just so draining. I don't know, like, because then we just sleep even later, and then I just feel like I have so much work that I have to do, and it's like me getting up, I don't feel energized like at all, even though I'm still sleeping. Like, I don't know, it's so weird. Before I went to AZ to house sit for my parents, I was getting up at 7 every single day. I was going on a run, I was making myself breakfast, I was getting straight to work, and I was feeling amazing. But I don't know why, as soon as I got back, I tried to get back on that schedule, and I literally can't. The first day that I got back, I slept in because actually I don't even think I did. I think I woke up, I set an alarm for 8 and I ended up snoozing it, and I just set it for 9 because I was like, okay, I'm tired, and 9 is like 7 a.m. Arizona time. So I got up at 9, I went on a run, I made myself breakfast, whatever, but I was like just dead all day. And then the next couple days after that, continuing on till right now, we would set alarms for 8 and we literally couldn't get up. And I don't know why. It's so weird because it's not happening to Brittany. And Brittany normally wakes up pretty early, but she's also like 2 hours ahead right now. So she'll wake up at 10, which is like 8 o'clock AZ time, or I mean, she'll probably wake up earlier than that. But for some reason, Kayla and I cannot get out of bed in the morning. And she brought it up yesterday. She was like, do you think it might be everything that's happening? And I'm like, I have no idea. But it's crazy because I've never felt this drained in my entire life because I really haven't been doing that much. Like, I'm not doing anything really different in my life. I started streaming, but I mean, I stream until 10 p.m. and then I go and hang out with my friends for maybe an hour, and then I come home and I go to bed. It's like I'm getting so much sleep, and I don't really understand, I guess. And I'm like having to chug this entire coffee because I am drained right now, you guys, from doing fucking nothing. I know that she can take our energy, and I know it's completely possible for her to like fuck with us like that, but it's just so weird because it's like I don't feel like anyone's here anymore, and that's even weird too, because I just don't get that feeling that I'm being watched anymore, which I never really had a feeling I was being like watched all the time, but you would at least be able to like sense that she was around you, and I just don't anymore, which is really weird. So I don't know why I'm so like exhausted. I have no idea. It's really strange. Like, let me know what you guys think about that as well. I just rambled about that for like 10 minutes. But I want to get into the theories. I'm not really sure if you guys want me to make this like a multi-video thing. I'm gonna get through a bunch of them, but there are so many comments, you guys, and it's like I love talking about these different theories. I think they're very interesting. I like to hear what you guys think about them as well, because I know that like you guys can comment your theories regardless, but it's nice for you guys to be able to also comment on what other people are thinking as well, without having to like go through the comments and stuff like that and like actually replying to people. So me reading a theory and you guys being able to be like, oh, I agree with this because of this, or like I don't because of this. This is also school, apparently. Paranormal 101 with cjades. I also do want to say really quickly, I promise I won't talk about this for very long. I've been saying this in like every single video this week, but I have been streaming on Twitch every single day. I'm gonna have that link down below. I am not streaming today when you guys are seeing this, like tonight, because I'm actually out of town the day that this video is going up. I'm in Oklahoma just for the day, but I'm streaming every other day. I've been streaming from 5 to 10 CST every single night, and then actually last Saturday and probably yesterday, I read your guys' paranormal stories on stream for about an hour and a half, and then we played horror games, and it was really fun. So we're gonna do that again. It's probably gonna be like a Saturday thing. I mean, I'll probably read your guys' stories more often than just Saturdays, but we have Sinister Saturday. So I read your guys' stories, which was really fun because you guys in the chat could be like, oh, read my email, like this was the title of it or this and that, and I could read their story live, like to all of these people and to them, which was really fun. Like I had a lot of fun doing that for you guys. And then we can also read like Reddit stories and Let's Not Meet and stuff like that. I also had someone comment on the video. This is like just something I want to go over really quickly, and they basically said that of course all of this would be happening, and of course like not like of course like they expected T to be evil, but they were basically saying how like this whole thing was fake, and that of course now there's a bunch of drama because I get views and I get money. You guys have been here since the beginning of it. I had no fucking idea what was going to come from this. Also, wouldn't you think that it would make more sense that I continue a series that does really well for me, just like sitting and talking to T and having conversations with her, versus me having to end the series because of what's happening? Like that's never made any sense to me. Literally, like I have tears in my eyes thinking about it, because it's like Kayla and I loved just talking to her, and like I've said a million times, like the concept of T is like so cool, you guys, and it's so like different and it's so interesting. I literally like have tears in my eyes. I hate myself. And so it sucks when people think that like I would make all of this up, because it literally doesn't make sense for me to make any of it up, especially because it does like, I mean, it does well, you guys. Like these videos do really well, and you guys learn so much and we learn so much, and it's just like this, it's so cool to watch it, especially like watching it back. Like this stuff is so cool, like the conversations we can have with her. Why would I want that to end? Like why would I start creating all this drama off of that and like completely lose all of that? Like I just don't understand why people, I don't know, I guess like I need to stop like listening to that stuff, because it's like 1 out of 2,000 comments that say that, but that just really bothers me, because it's like I just don't understand how you could like sit through all of these videos and still think poorly of me. I don't know. I guess like it's obviously somebody who doesn't watch my videos often, but like that kind of stuff sucks. And like I don't normally let like hate comments get to me because I don't really give a shit, but it's like those comments where they are like attacking like who I am as a person versus just like an appearance thing or this and that. And it's like, you can say that Ouija board videos are fake, like that's fine, I don't care about that. But okay, I promise we're gonna get into the theories now. Also, sorry I got semi-emotional. Who am I? A lot of people were commenting saying that she was attached to me and not the board, and they don't believe that she's actually attached to the board. Like somebody commented and said, she's attached to you, not the board. The board is a portal. No matter where you go, if you get rid of the board and give it to someone else, she'll stay with you. She's attached to you. I love these videos, they're awesome. The thing about the board, you're not going to bring positive energy through by using it. These things will attach themselves to you, especially when you hold fear. Fear is one of the energies that will make them much stronger. Be careful if you don't know what you're dealing with or how to protect yourself, because things could take a bad turn. Demons and negative entities will claim to be other things to trick you. They do not think like humans, and there's no logical meaning to these things. Do not underestimate them, trust me. And I'm not. Like, I've never once been like, oh, what we're doing is fine. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Like, Kayla and I have said a million times, like, we have always known that there was potential danger in what we were doing, and we've always been very cautious with what we were doing, and so that's why we're trying to figure everything out. We don't want to just like automatically assume this thing or that or whatever. We're actually trying to get to the bottom of everything and figure out what exactly is happening. I still have to find a medium. I have had literally no energy, you guys, and like I know that's not an excuse, but I know I need to find someone like very soon, because I'm gonna be honest, at the time I'm filming this I haven't done that yet. But when I'm filming this, it's like a week before it's being uploaded, so I'm hoping that by the time this video goes up I have started looking into it, or at least hopefully found somebody. And that's why we haven't used the board, and we don't plan on using the board. I was live streaming, and the past 2 live streams people have said that they've seen someone in my kitchen, which I don't know if they're fucking with me or not, because we were playing horror games, so like I can imagine them saying it to scare me, but like I don't know, just like people say a lot of different things. I left for like maybe 2 minutes to go grab my friend because she was coming over. My TV just turned on by itself. My friend was downstairs, and so I was going to grab her, and they said my porg moved. So like, I don't know, just things like that. I don't know. I have no idea, guys. Someone also said that it was kind of weird because when the board makes a figure 8 movement, it typically means it's a bad spirit or they're trying to like free themselves. And we always made her to go to the number 8 to say that it was her. And Kayla and I chose that number. I have to burp. Kayla and I chose the number 8, but I'm kind of wondering now if maybe we chose 8, like, I don't know, because we chose it, so I'm trying to think like maybe that was just like the number that we happened to go to, because 28 is my lucky number. So I'm thinking that like at the time I was thinking like, oh, 8, it's like one of my lucky numbers. Or maybe like somehow we were having her go to this like evil number. I don't know. I really don't want to think too much into that because we were the ones who picked it, and 8 is one of my lucky numbers. But a lot of people were bringing that up. They were like, 8 is the sign of like whatever, and she goes to 8 every time, but like that was us, I promise. Okay, I thought this was actually really interesting. Somebody said, I found something. In your video, we saw a spirit through the Ouija board. You and Kayla were talking to T, and at 23 minutes, you guys asked if the only way you could communicate with her was through the board, and she said yes. So why is she able to communicate through the blinds? And I don't know. And she tells us all the time, or she used to tell us all the time, that she didn't have the energy or the strength to do that kind of stuff. So where did this sudden power come from? That's where I'm the most confused. And I'm gonna get into my own like opinions right now really quick, and then I promise we'll read more. Obviously we're gonna read more. This will probably be a very long video. I do believe that T exists, and I do believe that at one point we were speaking to T. I believe in Arizona, when all of this first started, T was real, and she was who she said she was, and Hank and Hop, all of them were real, and they're great people, and they're amazing, and we love them, whatever. But I don't know if this is T. And I think it's like a different person. I don't know if she ever came to Texas with me. Maybe she did. Maybe she was at White Rock Lake, and maybe whoever was attached to her was more powerful and did take over in a way. That was one of the theories as well. Hopefully I can find that one. But I don't know. I do believe that she was real. And I know a lot of you guys don't. A lot of you guys don't think T was ever real, or I guess who she said she was, because obviously they're real in a sense, maybe just not like T, you know what I mean? But I do think that she was who she said she was, but I just don't think it's her anymore, if that makes sense. I mean, I know it makes sense because a lot of people thought that too. Literally, as I was saying that, I found the comment, or one of the comments that I was talking about. To be totally honest, when T started doing those pranks, I felt very uncomfortable afterwards in all of the sessions. I wasn't even there, and I thought something was very off, so that must be saying something. I believe it could be a more negative spirit. One theory I have is that the other spirit that was attached to T is taking over. All of the pauses that she has on the board is her trying to be able to talk to you guys, but maybe she says nothing is wrong so you guys won't be scared. But this seems like the most likely theory because her personality really hasn't changed, just certain ways she acts, which may be because of the other spirit that was with her. The only other theory I have is that maybe T is who she says she is, but she has different intentions. Sometimes it takes time for negative spirits to show their true colors. Anyways, I hope all these comments are helping you in some way. I mean, honestly, they really do help me. So essentially what she's saying is that either T is still with that person she met at White Rock Lake, we never got their name, and that she told us they left maybe because she didn't want us to be scared anymore, but they're getting stronger and stronger, and then they're able to take over during some of the sessions, and then they're the ones like pulling the weird pranks, and then she'll pause and then she'll come back, because it still pauses a lot. If you guys have noticed, like in the recent Ouija board videos, it'll stop randomly and we'll be like, are you okay? And she'll just like wait a little bit, and then she'll go to yes, and we'll be like, is there anyone else here? And she'll be like, no. So I don't know if like, because there's no other reason that she ever stopped before. Like, she always paused because she was fighting for the board, so I don't know why she'd be stopping again. And her other theory would be that T is who she says she is, but she's always been kind of negative, and maybe now she's just coming out with that more, but she still has the same personality, so maybe she's just like a quirky bad bitch. I don't know. Good spirits usually don't do something if it scares someone. And even though it stopped when you said you were scared, whatever was shaking the blinds and curtains would have felt your energy and known that you were scared. So T should have stopped earlier. And if you think about it, whatever is doing all of this stuff seems to stop around Paige. So maybe the thing, T, feels threatened by Paige. So ask her what she's thinking or thought, because she's right. But yeah, Paige does not think T is good. She doesn't believe that you can contact a good spirit from a Ouija board, and she doesn't believe that there's just spirits walking around everywhere. She believes in demons. Oh, somebody said that we should talk to her again, which I don't know how soon we would be able to do that. And they said this could be stupid, but you should ask her, like, was that you knocking on the door yesterday? Like something fake that didn't really happen, and see if she says yes. And then that way we can kind of prove that she's lying, or we can call her out right then and there being like, well, nothing even happened yesterday, so why are you lying to us? Essentially like catching her in the lie versus like giving her a couple days to almost like think about it. I don't know, because with the tapping on the door we found out that wasn't her, and so we haven't really had the chance to ask her about it because we haven't used the board since it happened. But almost like being like, oh, was that you who just knocked on my front door? And then her being like, yes, and me being like, there was no knock on the front door. Because in that case, I mean, we could literally catch her right then and there and call her out right then and there and just see, I guess, how she reacts or what happens. But again, we're not going to use the board right now. I'm not really sure when we'd be able to use the board, so that'd have to be something we just have to wait on. But I do think that's actually a really cool idea. And then the same person said, I hate this. It's just really insane. Like, I don't want to think about her being a completely different person and that being the reality of it. Excited and nervous to know what the medium said. Ah, fuck. What if T was never good? Could it have been an act to get attached to you? Like, I sincerely hope that she's fucking with you. But what if it's something bad and needed to gain your trust so that it could cause chaos? That's my biggest fear. And then someone also said, I highly advise that you have a medium psychic come to your apartment. Some of you guys were telling me not to have them come here, to just bring the board to them. I'm not really sure what the big difference is, I guess. If somebody came here, I feel like it'd almost be easier because it's like they're in the apartment and this is where things have been happening and this is where the board is and this is where I live. But I feel like me going to someone else and bringing the board should work as well, because it's like she's attached to the board, and if she's not attached to the board, she's attached to me. So like, as long as they have one of the two. Someone said, heads up, I haven't finished watching the video yet, about halfway through. And then I think they got to the part in the video where I was talking about how the orbs in my very first blinds video were like a silver color. They said, I could have sworn that when I first watched the video evidence of T playing with the blinds, the video from a couple weeks ago, I could have sworn the orbs were a pinkish color. But when I went back and rewatched today, the orbs were a white silver color. I read a couple of comments where people said that the spirit may have changed T, and I agree that she could have genuinely been a sweet spirit, but since the spirit was attached to her, her demeanor has changed quite a bit. She could have been lying to you about everything from the get-go. It's possible that you should have listened to her when she told you to run the first time you used the board. Also, she told you Hop was bad, but he turned out to be nice. I think that's when T first started to possibly manipulate you, which, again, I just like... it's like things that I never even would have thought about, honestly. Like, I completely forget that there were times where she would tell us things that weren't necessarily 100% true, like that Hop was bad and then we shouldn't talk to Hop, and then we found out that he was like a good person. Her initially telling us to run, and it's like, I knew that her telling us to run, obviously that's like always in the back of my mind because that was like the first encounter we had with her, but her explaining it later on that like Hop was bad and that's why she was telling us to run, it's like, I don't know, it's just so strange. I really don't even know what to think about it anymore, you guys. Like, just so much has happened at this point. I'm just like, fuck. Like, I just want to figure it out already. Like, I can't even keep trying to come up with my own conclusions because none of them make sense in the end. Because you guys are always like, well, what about this or what about this? And I'm like, oh my god, like there's so much stuff that's happened. There's so much stuff. It's so impossible for any of us to know like anything. And then this actually like kind of scared me a little bit. They said when she moves the blinds in the middle, wouldn't the outside ones move too because it has like a ripple effect? It's like when she was moving the middle, something was holding the outside ones so they wouldn't move. Essentially saying that like two people were playing with the blinds. In the video, if you guys didn't see it, the blinds in the middle were like clapping like this, but the blinds on the outside were completely still. Okay, well, there's someone screaming in my hallway. Bitch, I'm trying to have story time with my ghosty friends. It's almost like somebody was standing there holding them and then she was like sitting there doing this or something. I don't know. Like, that's just like what I'm envisioning now, is that like two of them were there, because I don't know how else, like how would one of them hold them still and clap them at the same time, I guess. I don't know. I literally like get chills thinking about them being like multiple people in here. Hey guys. Maybe it isn't her and it's someone bad. She says it's her because she doesn't want you to be scared. Then when you announced out loud that you were scared, T may have gotten mad and she forced whoever it was to stop because T cares about you guys. It didn't stop though. I mean, the first time, like when I said, okay, I'm scared, and it like got like still, yeah, okay, it stopped then, but it continued later on. I tried to put that part in the video. I don't think a lot of you guys caught on to why I added that very last clip, but that was like 5-10 minutes later and it kept going. So it didn't stop. And it also happened the next day as well, but just once, like one really big clap and then it stopped. But even when we said we were scared, it didn't stop. So that's where we were kind of like, she's not good anymore, because why would you keep going when we say we're scared? Or like the whole time we were like, what's happening? Like, what is going on? And I understand us at first, we were kind of like, more curious as to what was happening, but the more it started to get responsive to our questions, the more freaked out we got, and that was very apparent. And I just feel like the person said before, she would have been able to like feel our energy and she would have known to stop. Oh, also there was a bunch of people sending me a screenshot from the video of like a face in the window. I'll put the picture right here of the face. I don't think it's a face, you guys. I do think it was just a reflection from outside. There's a bunch of lights out there, and then like across like this little like courtyard thing, obviously there are more apartments, so I just think it was something reflecting from one of the other apartments or one of the lights outside. I really don't think it was a face. As crazy as it looks and as like insane as that would be, I can't sit here and say that I think it's a face, because I really don't believe that it is. It's kind of cool. Like it's really cool that it just happened to be in the video and it got a lot of people like, oh my god, but I think it's a light. I'm sorry. And Paige too, she was like, I think it's reflecting from something, because I mean, we didn't see it in person and it doesn't move like a person or like a spirit something. It's very like stationary the whole time, so it just seems like it's just reflecting off something because it's just in the same spot like the whole time. Like it doesn't move at all. Kayla and I also need to go get sage. We need to burn sage in here. We haven't done that yet, but we really need to. Someone commented, you guys used to talk to her on the original board, so why is she attached to this one and not the other one? And I think that's because I moved to Texas with this board. We started using that new board. Oh, hey Siri. Oh my god, that just gave me a heart attack. Jesus Christ. We started using that new board while we were still in Arizona, and that's when we started like really getting a relationship with her. So I think because that was the board I was using when I moved, she attached herself to that one instead of the old one. I hope that kind of clears that up, because that made sense to me. I never really questioned that. They said, because if I'm right, she said y'all wouldn't be able to talk to her through another board unless it was this one, but she's been on the other one before. I'm just confused. But we used that board like at the very beginning of everything. Like ever since I've had this board, we haven't talked to her on the other one. Like even when I went to Arizona and tried to just use the regular Ouija board in my guest house, we couldn't even contact her. So like it makes sense. So like, I'm sorry if you guys were ever confused about that. I don't know, I never really questioned it myself. People were also commenting that in my last Ouija board video, the board moved by itself, but it was Kayla's thumb. If you go frame by frame, you can see Kayla playing with it with her thumb. At first we were like, oh my god, because we couldn't tell that it was even her, because you really can't tell unless you go frame by frame, but we figured it out. It was just Kayla. And then a lot of people were commenting, even though I clarified in the video, are your sliding doors open? Because it could have just been wind blowing through. It was not wind. You can literally see in the video, you guys, we went back to see if there was any airflow anywhere behind. My door was not open. The air and stuff was on, and I was completely like, I was very, very, very honest with all of that stuff. Like the air was on, the fan was on, and we checked to see if there was any airflow behind the curtains or behind the blinds, sorry, and there was nothing. And then we also checked around the floor and stuff and around like above them if there was any airflow from the vents at all, and there was nothing over there, you guys. Like it was so strange. And like the way that the blinds were moving, it's not the same way that they would move if the air was on or if like the air was pushing them. So like we've tested all that stuff. We've literally looked at like everything we possibly could. Like we've tried to find any logical explanation, and like we cannot figure it out. So I'm sure you guys know that spirits feed off of fear. So say T is someone or something else, which I really hope not, but if she is and she knows the behavior of her acting like someone else kind of scares you guys, that could be her way of getting energy out of you guys but still manipulating into thinking that she's nice, which I guess that kind of confuses me, because she told us that she was the only one here, so we just automatically assume everything that's happening is her. I don't really know how she'd be manipulating us into believing that she's still good if she's doing all this stuff, her being the only spirit present. Someone was like, my blinds do this too, and I think there's something in my house as well. Crazy, I always feel like it's a sign that it wants me to know that it's there, which I mean, the wasp is fucking back. I haven't seen that wasp in like a week, guys. Like I literally haven't seen it since I got back from AZ, I'm pretty sure. Oh my fucking god. And again, I mean, people were saying that wasps and bees are a sign of paranormal activity. I don't know why. And now I'm slightly paranoid. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there's a different energy in this room from when I started filming and I said there was nothing in here, but that might just be me being paranoid and me reading about all this stuff, so I'm just like getting into my own head, so I don't want to think about that too much. A lot of you guys were saying if it makes you uncomfortable, then avoid it, which is exactly what we're gonna do. Someone said, I knew she wasn't good, don't fuck with that spirit. I'm not going to if she's not good. I wonder if T is jealous of Paige and is kind of territorial over you and Kayla. I wonder if she's almost trying to scare off Paige, or she doesn't want Paige in the house. Which, I mean, we kind of were thinking at one point that maybe she was trying to prove to Paige that she is real and that she is here. And I mean, Paige never doubted that she was here, but Paige kind of doubts that she's good, I guess. And so we thought maybe she was trying to prove herself for some reason, but I honestly just think she was proving Paige to be more right. And we asked her too on the board, we were like, do you care if Paige is here? And she was like, no. And I've also had other people stay with me before. Like I had my friend Lexi stay here. I've had my friend Brittany stay here. But I mean, Lexi watches all these videos, hey Lexi, and she believes that T is good and that T is who she says she is, and Paige doesn't. So maybe that was the difference. Maybe that's why T didn't really do anything when Lexi was here, but she did stuff when Paige was here. It does make sense to me, because even Paige was like, do you think this is happening because of me? And we were like, I keep saying I don't know, because I just don't know anymore, you guys. I really don't. What if T moved on and the spirit that was attached to her is pretending to be her? She said no one could hear the code, but everyone can hear if you talk to someone. So maybe the other spirit lied to you about no one being able to hear it so you wouldn't suspect it. T never moved the blinds and she didn't hide things, but I think she moved on and the other spirit took over. So the blinds and the things missing started at the same time. I mean, the stuff being hid pretty much started when I moved into this apartment. I mean, I lost my lighting like pretty early on, probably within the first couple months of me actually being here. And the blinds started moving a couple weeks ago, so I mean, it's been over the span of like a year that everything's happened. One of my friends actually sent me a really cool theory about the board and them not being able to hear what other people, hang on, let me find it. Basically, T said that when you're using the board, no spirits can hear what you're saying to them right there. And so my friend Nicole actually texted me this. Thank you, Nicole, because this is actually like the coolest theory ever. She was like, do you think maybe it's the same concept as a phone call with the board? Like other spirits don't know T's code is 8 because it's like a one-sided conversation. That's why you can only speak to one spirit at a time, and they fight over the phone because only one of them can talk. And when she is using it, others can't hear. They can only see that she's using it. Obviously, it's not a phone, but that might be an easy way to explain it in human terms. But I feel like that makes so much sense, and it would explain why they fight over it so much, because it's like they can hear what the spirit is saying and they can hear the answers that they're giving, kind of. I don't know. But they can't hear what we're asking them. So maybe they can kind of infer like, well, she goes to 8 a lot, so maybe that's a thing that they have. Like that would make sense, but they wouldn't know it's us being like, hey, is it you, go to 8 or something. I don't know. But I guess that's something they could still pick up if they were able to hear the spirit's side of the conversation versus ours. But maybe they don't know what we're saying or don't know what we're asking because they can only hear the one side of the conversation. I thought that was really cool and very, very interesting. I've never thought of it like that, and I've never heard that before. I think most of the comments were somebody's pretending to be T, or it isn't T anymore, it's someone who took over T, or she moved on and now it's someone pretending to be her. I personally believe that T can see everything you do and hear everything you say. So can every other entity that might be around you. That means they can see all of your T verification questions and answers. They would know exactly what to say to make you feel comfortable that they are T. I've felt for a while that you're not actually talking to her. Maybe when y'all thought somebody was trying to take over, it was really T trying to get the board back, and the other spirit has gained enough power to get the board. I think right now, I really do believe that someone else took over or somebody else is here. T could possibly be here. I just don't think she's strong enough to be able to come through and talk to us like while she's battling whatever other person might be here. Let me know what you guys think about everything I just read. Oh my god, I've been filming for like an hour. You guys, I need to shut the fuck up. Let me know your opinions. Let me know if you guys have any other theories. I really love hearing this stuff. Hopefully by the time that you guys are seeing this, I have something figured out with the medium and I can meet with them. I'm gonna try to meet with multiple people because I'm kind of skeptical myself of mediums, not gonna lie. I went to a palm reader. I know it's different, like a palm reader versus a medium, but I went to a palm reader and it was just bullshit. And so it makes me skeptical, not gonna lie. It was like my only experience with anything like that. So I'm going to try to get multiple people involved so that we can try to get more answers. I don't know. I keep saying I don't know, but I really don't know, you guys. I'm gonna just keep trying to figure this out, and I'm gonna keep documenting it because I think it's interesting and you guys have been invested for so long. I want you guys to be as updated as possible. So I'm gonna try to get all of this stuff going as quickly as I can because I want it over with. I don't know. I loved the series while it was nice and it was comforting, but it's not very fun anymore, and so I just want it to be done. So we're gonna try to just get this shit rolling, get it over with, get her out of here, pretty much. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, sorry that I seem completely out of it. It's because I am. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your help. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for keeping up with me and all of my shit, honestly. This is a lot easier with you guys here. Just saying. I think I'd be just slowly dying if I didn't have you guys here with me helping me with this. I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna go because I've been talking a lot, but I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. All I want to do is chug 14 coffees right now. I just want to go to bed as well. I'm gonna sing everything I'm doing. If you guys were watching my stream, my first like horror stream, not yesterday's but the one from last week, I was just singing whenever I got nervous. I don't know where I got this weird singing habit from, but I sing a lot, you guys. And my back is killing me. We love a scoliosis queen. All right, see ya.